it's okay to make bad movies. Actually, it's required to make bad movies. There's a certain number of bad movies that are stuck inside of you, and if you don't start getting them out of your system, you'll never make good movies. That's just how it works. This whole podcast started with a single question. How do you get started in the film industry when you have no money, no contacts, and you have absolutely no idea where to begin? And that will always be the heart of this podcast. How people can get started and making projects and building a portfolio when they don't know where to start and they don't have the money to start. In this episode, I'm going to recap the entire series of how do you make your first project with no money. If my audience has more questions or they want me to make a video about something specific, I'm going to happily make a video about that. But for all intents and purposes, after this video, I'm going to be moving on to our next topic, which is how to build an actual portfolio. I'm Katya Alexander. This is Pocket Change Films, the podcast where we talk about no budget filmmaking, how to build a portfolio, how to start making money in film, and hopefully how to make your first micro budget feature.
Pocket change, pocket fame, film with a spark. We'll light up the screen when we hit play in the dark. Innovation, creation on a shoestring beat. Join the journey, feel the heat and everything.
I've been a producer in the industry for 10 years. I've sold films to Abamarama and IFC. I've had a movie on Hulu. I worked on Sphere. There's so many different things I've done. I want to use my expertise to help my audience get started and make their dreams come true. I also want to say that I have a newsletter where I talk about job openings and all the film news, so you should follow along. The link is in the description below. If you've been here since the beginning, thank you so much. It means so much to me. I hope that this video is something that you can reference if you want to have a quick summary of everything I've talked about, and you can always go back to the other videos for a more detailed description of everything I've talked about. My audience started as like just my parents and my boyfriend. Actually, no, my boyfriend admitted to not watching my videos, so it actually really was just my parents. And now has grown to over 3,000 people. And by the time this video is posted, who knows how many more people are going to be watching. So thank you so much, and I hope that these videos have been really helpful for you, and I hope that it's inspired you to go out and make something. So of all the videos I have made so far, my top 3 takeaways would be: building a community is the most important thing you could possibly do. Coming up with an idea that is within your means to make and things that you already have access to. And 3, you have to finish your projects. If you're constantly starting new projects or you're not finishing your projects, you're not building a portfolio. People are not going to watch like random footage. You have to finish it. It's about finishing, not perfection. So outside of those 3 very important points, let's go through everything we've talked about so far. The first thing I said was have an idea within your means. That means a single location that you don't have to rent, you already have. You can use your house. You can turn your house into anything you want to turn it into. You hire only 1 to 2 actors. You keep your crew to 5 people or less, and your entire crew is built up of a film community that you already have access to. You've been working on their sets. They've been working on your sets. That's the way to make something with no money. You're not renting a location. You're not hiring people. You're not doing some major production. You're just making movies when you are starting. The second thing I talked about that was so important was building your community. I mentioned this in so many videos, but it just can't be stressed enough. The way that you build a community is you join a film club, you go networking, you start a film club, you go to film school, or you take film classes. Basically, your main goal is to get into a room full of filmmakers that are at your level so that you can start making projects together and you can start building together. However you get into that room, I don't care. You just need to find the room and get into it. There's this big instinct to go on Facebook, say, I'm making my project and I'm hiring these roles and I'm paying $50 a day or $0 a day or even like $200, $300 a day. And people are going to be like, why are you here? A lot of those groups are extremely high professional people, sometimes even people that are in the union. And not being able to offer a good rate means you probably shouldn't be going to those Facebook groups. Instead, you need to have a community of friends that are willing to show up for you, not just some strangers that'll work for free, because it just won't happen. Strangers won't work for free, and they shouldn't. I promise you, your future collaborators are already around you. You just haven't made your first movie together yet. I have videos about scheduling and budgeting and how to actually run your set. I'm not going to summarize all of that here because That's a lot. There's a lot of details that go into it. You should go back and watch those videos if you have questions about budgeting and scheduling, what apps you should use, and how to actually run a very smooth set. But I do want to remind my audience that those resources are there and you can easily go and watch those videos as many times as you need to help you make your first project. What I will talk about is you need it to be short and simple. You don't want to have more than 3 shoot days. You don't want to be shooting too many pages in a day. And film festivals barely even accept movies that are over 10 to 15 minutes long. There are tons of reasons to keep your movie short, and there's tons of reasons to keep your movie at one location, and there's tons of reasons to keep your movie simple. Your first film is not about being perfect. It's about proving that you can do it. Your 20th film isn't even about being perfect. It's about finishing the film. But each film will be getting better because your skills will always be getting better. I want to remind my viewers, I also have a video about post-production and explains a lot of the technical stuff and a lot of the non-technical stuff, so you can watch that video for more details, but there are a couple points I do want to bring up in this video from that video. That point is you need to be getting notes early and often. So that goes from script writing, that goes from your initial idea, and that goes all the way through editing. As you are coming up with a script, send it to a trusted community that can give you notes and insights, and it can allow you to polish your script and actually finish it. You know the script is done when you're not getting as many notes and you're feeling really good about it. And it's the same thing with editing. One of the things that my team did was every single night we would bring in a new audience to watch the movie and give us notes. Then we would apply those notes all night. Our editor would apply those notes all day. And then at 8 p.m. the next evening, we'd have a completely new audience watching this new cut of the film, and we would get more notes. And we would do that for 2 weeks straight. And by the end of the 2 weeks, we had a really polished movie. It sucked because we were very sleep deprived, but the movie was great. And you don't have to do it every single night. We were trying to meet a deadline. That's why we did it every single night. But you don't have to do that. You can just do whatever works for you. This whole podcast is about giving you the confidence and the excitement to make your movie and finish your movie. So please go out and do that. The last little bit that I talked about was the film festival circuit. I talked about how to find film festivals that fit with your movie, how to apply to the film festivals, and most importantly, the importance of following up with them and emailing them personally. And if you know somebody who's an alumni there or who knows the people there, having them make a warm introduction to you so that you can talk to the people and make sure that they're actually watching your movie. And as your film is winning awards and getting into other film festivals and premiering different places, reaching out to all those other film festivals, keeping them updated and allowing them to watch your movie for like the 3rd or 4th time if they haven't already. For anybody who has followed along and still is super nervous about making their first film, I want to tell you that I was so scared to make my first film as well. I just called a bunch of friends to my house. I had a camera and I just kind of filmed it around my house. It was super small, super simple. I did it for my college application, but I was so scared, terrified even. But I'm so glad I did it, because if I never made that first movie, I would have never made my 100th movie. And if I never did that, I would have never won South by Southwest. I would never have this amazing, beautiful career that I have. So it's okay to start messy and make a bunch of bad movies. I made bad movies for years. I still make bad movies sometimes. I'm not a perfect person. It's okay to make bad movies. Actually, it's required to make bad movies. There's a certain number of bad movies that are stuck inside of you, and if you don't start getting them out of your system, you'll never make good movies. That's just how it works. I also want to remind you that you're not behind. People will compare their age to all these other people. Nobody's behind. You're either going to act or you're never going to act. I still love that quote that says, should I do this program because, in 4 years I'm going to be 36. And the person says, in 4 years you're going to be 36 anyway. And the people that are finishing projects and making content and getting into film festivals, they're not better than you. They're just consistent. So if you are as consistent as that person, you're going to accomplish the things that they're accomplishing, especially as your skill grows and as your network grows and you just keep practicing and trying. Fear and imposter syndrome is just a part of the journey. It's just how it is. I feel imposter syndrome all the time to this day. It's just something that sticks with you. But also feeling a little bit of fear and anxiety is kind of a good thing. My dad always told me to stay on the edge of my competence. If I am feeling super relaxed and easy, then I'm not pushing myself hard enough. I should be a little bit uncertain all the time. I wanted to thank my audience again for watching my videos and growing with me. It has meant so much to me, and this has been such a fun journey. So, as I mentioned, I'm going to now start talking about building a portfolio so that we can eventually talk about getting paying jobs. And the only way to build your portfolio is to start making your first movie. So go out and make your first movie. I also want to say that I have a newsletter where I talk about job openings and all the film news, so you should follow along. The link is in the description below. I also have a TikTok and an Instagram where I give more facts and shorter content videos. The link to both of those are also in the description. You should like, subscribe, and follow along to all of those things. I'm Katya Alexander, and this is Pocket Change Films.